Hello there, welcome back to another edition of Marketing Matters, the show that encourages you to take a deeper look into your marketing. I'm delighted to say that on a very festive edition of the show today, I'm joined by none other than Elf Bossy Boots herself, Emma Holden. Emma,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thanks for having
joining
me.
us. No, it's a pleasure to have you. And I know you're very busy this time of year.
Very busy elf.
Helping out
Yeah,
Santa, visiting all the lovely children of Newark.
yeah.
So yeah, we're very, very privileged to have you with us. So for anyone who hasn't met you, um, just give us a little overview of your official elf role, if
Okay.
you like, and where did the name Elf Bossy Boots really come from?
I don't actually know where the name came from. It just came to me a few years ago, probably because I'm naturally quite bossy and like to keep everybody in check. But Newark Santa's Grotto has been going now for, this will be the 9th year. This is the 9th year. And it all started from an idea about how to bring footfall into my business, actually, 9 years ago. And there wasn't, still isn't, a grotto in the town centre that gives children and families a quality experience rather than, at the time there was a couple of others that were just a queue up, which is great, but we wanted to create something that was more of an experience and families could come in for a longer time. Just to see whether it was what Newark needed. And by day 2, we had a queue down the street waiting to come in. And so we thought, yes, this is
A
what
real
Newark
instant
needs.
hit.
Yeah, completely.
It's funny because I was talking to someone recently who lives in Lincoln, and I was talking. They've got young children. I said, "Are you going to take them to visit Santa?" And so they said, "Oh, we don't really have a grotto in Lincoln."
No.
And I thought, "Wow,
Maybe we could do
well,
Lincoln
there's,
Santa's
there's an
Grotto.
opportunity there." But
Not this
but
year,
yeah,
Dan.
it really baffled me that there was
Yeah.
no Santa presence when we're used to being in Newark, obviously, and you've got such a great organisation going on.
But there wasn't, as I say, there wasn't in Newark either. And we had a furniture retail business at the time, as people probably know. And I was taking my children, who were very young then, to somebody else's furniture retail business to see Santa. And I thought, well, if I'm doing that, then everybody else is doing that. So let's put something in our town.
And we all remember going to see Santa when
Yeah,
we
of
were young,
course,
right?
yeah. And 9 years on, we see family lots. And in fact, I would like to say probably 70%, maybe more, of our customers every year are repeat customers. And those children have been coming to Newark Santa's Grotto to see Santa every year since it started. And that is part of their Christmas tradition now, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because we assist a little bit with the bookings and things, and I see
Yeah.
some kind of emails come through and notes come through of,
Yeah.
we talking about last year
Yeah.
and when they visited last year and all these kinds of things. So it's really nice to see that repeat business come in.
And we
through.
remember them, they remember us, the children remember, a lot of the children remember the process, because it's kind of the experience follows a pattern every year, and we keep it the same because that's what they like. And the children come in and they know what's coming, and that adds to their excitement, really.
Because they remember last year the magic
Yeah.
of meeting Santa.
Yeah.
So you talked about how it kind of came about, you had this idea, but why did you decide to do it? What made you think, yeah, I want to do that? What was inside you that thought, I want to do this?
I was literally sitting in my office with Rachel Wilson, who's a good friend of mine, and at the time she worked at the New York Advertiser, and she did all our marketing with us. And it was her and I, we were sat there. December is a quiet time of year for furniture retail because everybody waits for the sales. Certainly they did then, maybe more than they do now. And we were like, how do we bring people into the store in December? Why don't we do a Christmas shop? So we started to think about baubles and tinsel and decorations, and then it grew really into, why don't we do a Santa's Grotto? We've got the space. As I said, Newark hasn't got one. Let's try it and see. But I was very conscious that our business had a loyal clientele, and I didn't want the Grotto to feel to the community like they had to be a customer of ours to be able to visit, because it was absolutely far from that. We wanted it to be open to everybody and for everybody to feel like they were welcome in there. And so it became a community grotto. So I was very adamant from year one that this was not about profit. It was not about lining anybody's pockets. It was about putting back into the community, giving money to local charities, But again, it's a fundraiser, but that isn't the primary concern of the Grotto. The primary concern is a quality experience for the community, and then a proceed of the profits go to local charities, which have varied over the years. We've raised for Bowman House, we've raised for Children's Bereavement Centre, we now raise for YMCA. The main concern for me is that money, that fundraising element of it, stays local.
Absolutely, because you're very heavily involved in kind of local business and Shop Newark and
it's
things.
always been my passion. I mean, that's my family. We were independent retailers in town for 83 years, and so it's been drummed into me from forever. And that is my passion. That is where
I think it's so nice. It must be so rewarding when you see families come and visit Santa and all the magic that the kids must experience.
The best feeling.
Yeah.
And that first year, we worked with lots of local businesses, Radio Newark, Newark Advertiser, businesses that unfortunately aren't on the high street anymore. Excuse me. But it was about bringing everybody together in an organised fashion. So Radio Newark for the first few years put a booking system together for us as part of their website. And we didn't know how it was going to go because it's new and people didn't know it was there. They didn't know to book. And by the second day was light switch on day, and it was my mum and I that were elfing on that particular day. We were like, well, will we see anybody? Will we not? And there was literally a queue of pushchairs all the way down to Bowman Cross.
That must have been amazing.
And we thought,
right, outside and see all that.
This is what the town needs. The children want it. The families want it. And they loved it. And that first year, we saw 360 children, I think, on year one. And now we average about 750 children a year because we physically can't do any more because there are only a certain amount of weekend days and evenings.
Exactly.
The children can't come in the day because they're in school.
Exactly, yeah.
So we open it to capacity, really. There's no extra day. We don't open Christmas Eve, and we never have done and never will because Santa is very busy on Christmas Eve. So, but apart from that, we open as much as we possibly can.
Yeah. So when you started it, did you have an idea in your head of we want families and children that come in to see us to have this feeling? If we could bottle up a feeling and give it to them, what would you have defined it as that you really want people to go away inside them feeling?
We wanted them to feel that they'd had a quality family experience, good value for money. Again, it's always, I say it's not cheap, it's not expensive either, it's good value. It always has been. The quality of the gift is incredible from the start. I worked with Toy Master at the time, and we bought toys from them at a cost price, so therefore the customer was a great value gift compared to potentially other places. Now I have an account myself with a toy supplier, so again I can do the same. I buy them at cost, and it gives the children a much better quality gift. The gifts are all aged, so if you're a 3-year-old child, you'll get something different to if you're an 8-year-old child. And again, that's important that they walk out and feel like they've got something really fun and that they really like. So yeah, it was about the feeling of quality, I think, really.
Yeah, because when we talk about just general day-to-day business, we talk about brand promises, and I'm a big advocate for think about how you want your customers to feel. How you make them feel is what buys them into you. And it's the same premise when we're talking about this. Even though we're talking about kids coming to see Santa, you want them going away with that magical feeling. And I've got something that this is amazing, and Santa has thought about me. And and
you want the parents to feel that as well, because if the children are happy, the parents are happy. People work hard for their money. Absolutely do. And every penny, it's got to be spent with people feeling like they've got value out of that, and they genuinely do.
Excellent. Well, and you can see that when you see the comments that come around, when you talk to people in the local area, they talk about the Grotto and get excited about it. And I can't wait for the Grotto to come around again. When's it opening? I get messages from July on Facebook Messenger. When can we book? When can we book? I remember seeing someone last year amazingly book for this year.
I know.
They managed to click all the way through to next year, and which never thought anyone would do that.
I know, it's crazy.
So talk us through like a kind of Grotto experience, because there's loads of different things you do with a Grotto. So what kind of happens from start to finish? So a family arrives on the day.
So they
Where do they
pre-book
go?
now
Yep.
through a website, newarksanta.co.uk, which has
Yep.
been going for a couple of years now, which is amazing. So, and generally people do pre-book. We sell out more or less every year. So they come in at a specific time. Again, we don't like a queue because it's not fun for the children. So they know that they're coming in at a certain time. We keep the door closed generally, so they have to knock on the door, so it feels like it's a bit more of a secret, exclusive place rather than just walking past. They get met at the door by Elf Bossy Boots, who knows them by name, which is such a lovely touch of magic for them as well, because they think, oh my God, how do you know me? Yeah. And then they come in and we have to do some elf magic to get them ready for Santa.
Okay.
So they have to close their eyes and make a wish.
Yeah.
And then we sprinkle elf magic, glitter, all over them, all over their heads and their clothes and their coats and things, amazing. Which the parents hate, but the children love.
Yeah, I was going to say the parents must really thank you.
Yeah, so the butter market is now covered in glitter permanently because we can't get it off. Then they sit down and they write a letter to Santa, which again we have printed out differently every year. So they write the letter about whether they've been good and what they'd like for Christmas. And there's a few little puzzles on there as well. And amazing. The families can buy a drink, a tea, coffee, hot chocolate, and this year we've got cookies from the crumbly bun, which I don't know if you've ever had cookies from the crumbly bun. Oh my gosh, another level.
Yeah.
So Jay's doing the cookies for us this year, which are incredible. And they can have that. They can buy those at a really reasonable cost while they write the letter. They then get called into the Grotto family at a time by Elf Jingle. So we've got a full setup where they go down the little pathway through the gate. They learn to speak Elfish on the way.
Really?
Santa often goes to sleep, so they have to shout to wake him up. And it
bless Santa. He must really struggle
he's
to
always
stay
asleep,
awake.
Dan. He's always asleep. Then they go in, and the grotto is actually located in the old police cells in the Butter Market.
Oh,
so if anybody hasn't been in there, it's well worth a visit at any time of year because it's incredible to see. But it's perfect for the grotto because it hides them away, but it's in a nice sort of cozy environment as well.
Absolutely.
So the parents sit in a winter wonderland, which is full of Christmas trees, looking into the grotto, which is set like Santa's living room.
Oh, brilliant.
And they get a good amount of time. I mean, we never time it. We never have to. But they're in there chatting away for what feels like as long as they want, actually. They get a gift. They get some reindeer food. We have Elf Snappy that comes along and takes a photograph or two of them, the children and the family. And included in the price, they get a digital copy of that photo or those photos. And they can also buy a printed copy, which we print on site, put on a branded mount. And then when they leave, then they go out towards the Elf Bossy Boots again, and they get a bag with some sweets in from Sweeties, another craft activity in the bag as well, a sticker which goes on the nose because it's a special elf sticker and it has to stay till Christmas because that's the elf law. So they walk out with stickers on their noses, and they get chocolate, of course. You have to have chocolate at Christmas.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Oh, I have so much chocolate.
And it's calorie free at Christmas, which is even better.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It's
I hope.
But no, but that just sounds so amazing. There's so much that, and how long does a typical experience last? So when they arrive to when they leave?
Well, there isn't such a thing, to be honest, because some families like to take longer than others. But you can have families in there for 30, 40 minutes.
But that's still so much to get into 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And the kids must just feel so, almost in a very positive way, overwhelmed at the whole thing. And there's so much
to look at, the grotto. Before you even go in to see Santa, the area that you sit to write your letters, we have a magical garden. So we've got like giant reindeer in there, and it looks like snow everywhere. And there's all sorts going on for them to look at. There's lights any age. We get them from really tiny newborns up to 12, 13-year-olds, actually. So anybody's welcome, of course. But
And obviously, Santa loves to come to Newark.
Santa loves Newark
most.
Yeah.
It's his favourite to come to.
We even have an arrival of Santa party now for him because he loves it that much.
Is that right? So tell me about the arrival of Santa.
So the arrival of Santa party, we started it last year. This year was the second year. And it's the day before Newark lights switch on.
Yep.
And Santa gets driven into the marketplace on this sleigh from Newark and District Round Table. The guys bring him in on the sleigh, and we this year it was amazing. It was raining. Apart from that, it was amazing. We drove round from Duncan and Topless, went all the way through town with the music blasting out. Santa absolutely loved it.
He requested his arrival specifically, didn't he? He's got a big ego, Santa.
He has. Yeah, that's why he needs bossing around sometimes.
Exactly, that's why Elf Bossy Boots is needed.
Crucial part. Then we all went up into the town hall and had a party in there. Really traditional kids party. We played Pass the Parcel, musical statues. Radio Newark did the disco. We had a party tea, so they had a Christmas-themed buffet, which was supplied by a supplier that I know actually locally. And again, they got gifts. They got to do craft activities. They just had a great time. And they got Santa sits at the front the whole time so they can see him, which they love. And then they go up one at a time and get a present.
Oh, brilliant. And it must be great for the parents as well.
Yeah.
If you go back,
and the bar's open, so it's great for the parents.
Exactly. Say no more. But to go back to a traditional kids party, and it must just feel great.
It's just great fun, and it goes on for about an hour and a half, which is loads of time for the kids.
Yeah,
they think and actually it doesn't take away from the Grotto experience. So the idea is that families that come to the arrival of Santa can still come to the Grotto because it's a totally different. They haven't done it. It's a totally different experience. It's an add-on, really.
And all the detail as well that you put into it, because when you're putting all this together, you must be thinking that the fine details are the things that really matter. Because the kids notice that. The kids will notice things that we perhaps won't.
And the families deserve that. Like I just said, it's everybody's money is hard-earned money, and they deserve to get as much as they possibly can out of that experience. And I'm a bit of a stickler for detail, so I do like things to be just right, as you know, Dan. Sorry.
It's absolutely right, and you should. Because you put something together like this and you've talked about why you did it, because you wanted to give something back to the community. It has to be right.
Yeah. And it absolutely has become my passion.
Yeah.
The Santa's Grotto is my proudest achievement by far. Just don't tell my kids that. But it really, really is. I live and breathe it. I love it. And to see those families that are happy, to know how much it's given back to Newark as a town, which is my passion anyway. I love it. And now I get to do it for a job, which is even better.
Absolutely, because you've just
started icing on the cake.
We Are Newark, which is a fairly recent.
It's really new. So We Are Newark has been going since March this year. I've only been in it for, I think I'm on week 6 now. I've lost count really. Might be on week 5. And it's basically the Pride in Place project investment from the government, which is 19.2 million into Newark over the next 10 years. And that money is held by the Newark Town Board. And We Are Newark is a project team that's been set up to essentially spend that money on putting community events on, encouraging collaborative working within businesses, charities, organisations, local people, creating partnerships, promotions, just having a presence and getting the town back to some state of collaboration, but finding a new normal with that, with the town centre in particular, and being able to be that conduit really between council, town board, businesses, customers, general public, families. And it absolutely is my dream job. And I get to do events like the Grotto. I did Spooktacular Newark's Haunted House, which worked in a similar way to the Grotto in the same place. There's lots more ideas of similar events that are going to roll out over 2026 in the same way.
And we've had this conversation before, but there's been so many different almost pop-up things that have tried to do something like this in the past, but it's great to have now a proper organisation that's government backed that is going to be able to do this, because Shop Newark was one of yourself.
Yeah,
you thought, I want to do this.
I started in COVID, and that was and that's evolved, and it will continue. I hope it will continue to evolve, because it when I started Shop Newark online, it was all about retail and independent retail and supporting those businesses at a really difficult time when the Amazon giants were taking over, because that's what everybody had to do because people couldn't go out. And it was a way to encourage or help those independent retailers to still have a presence in those Christmas shopping bags, actually, at the start of it. And now I run my events through it. I partner with We Are Newark. I will partner with all sorts of businesses The potential is huge. I don't actually know where the future will take us, but I know it will
It's
be
definitely
great.
exciting, and there's a great team of people
Yeah.
behind it in We Are
Oh
Newark as
God,
well.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the town board are amazing anyway. The chairs of the town board are Louise Casey from your CVS and Penny Taylor from Newark College, who are both just incredible, inspirational women. And I love working with them. I think it's, I can't tell you how excited I am. It's great.
Well, you can definitely
Yeah.
see it come
Yeah.
through. So just back to the grotto a little bit then. So you talked about the arrival of Santa
Yeah.
being a brand new thing for last year. What's been new for 2025? What can people expect? Any little surprises you can
Well, we're
let us
doing
into?
some home visits, which we haven't done before.
Wonderful.
It was just a bit of I was going to say a dabble, but actually no, it was never intended to be a big part of the grotto. It was always intended to be a 1, possibly 2 night offering for this year to see how it goes. So it's taking Santa on the road, really, essentially. So we're going out to people's homes this evening, actually. Santa is having a sleep right now, getting ready.
Good. He
Yeah.
needs to be fully
He does.
recharged.
He needs to be on it.
Checking his
Yeah.
naughty and nice
Yeah,
list.
yeah, getting his gifts ready.
Excellent.
So,
And
yeah.
so what made you want to do the home visits? What was the kind of reason behind putting that together?
Just because I'm not very good at sitting still and I like to add new things into the challenge every year. A bit of that, to be fair. Just something different. And when my children were young, they're now 14 and 16, but when my children were young, there used to be a business in town that did that. And I remember they came to my children. They don't do it anymore, unfortunately, but it was the most magical experience. It was absolutely incredible. And I thought this year, I wonder whether I can recreate a little bit of that for children in Newark now. But we'll see. I think it will be amazing. I'm sure it will be amazing. We're going to some amazing families that I do know that have been to the grotto before. I'm really excited about it. And the other thing that we've done this year, which again, in my new role has given me capacity to be able to do things like this, is we've taken Santa's Grotto on tour. So on Friday last week, we went and did the Middlebeck community party through Urban and Civic. So, and through Claire at Positive Pants, who actually put us in touch and got us involved in collaboration with her. We went and set up a grotto at their community party in the Christchurch school. Brilliant. And Urban and Civic funded it, and so the children got a gift for free. It was amazing. It was great. Next week we're doing YMCA nursery Christmas party. We are going to Lancaster Grange Care Home to see the residents in there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we're also going to the Mount School to see the children there as well. So next year there'll be lots of potential for more of that, because I think that's bringing the grotto out into the community, giving people a taste of what we do, but giving back.
Because it's not just for the kids. I mean, the adults, and you talked about the care home there.
Oh, the care home, love it.
That must be brilliant.
Yeah, we didn't do Lancaster Grange last year. We've done it a couple of years before. My grandfather was a resident in there for a year or so, so we started doing it when he was there, and it's just lovely. It's a different kind of lovely, but the residents love it. They love to see Santa. He visits their rooms if they want him to. There's a photo with them.
Just taking them back to childhood.
Yeah.
It must just be
just the
so
nicest
lovely
thing.
for them, yeah.
Yeah, and Santa loves it.
I'm sure he does.
He does. Can't stop him talking. Can't get him out.
Well, he just knows everything about everybody.
He does.
So much, yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids must love that when Santa can say, "Oh, I know what you've been up to this year."
Yeah, he knows everything about them.
Yeah.
He knows what their elves are called.
You've learned how to ride a bike this year and things like this. Yeah.
And it's just those details, like you said before. It's adding those details in that other grottos aren't able to do for whatever reasons, and making it magical, really, and making it real.
Yeah. And you do the magical experience as well?
Yeah, so we've got a magical experience this Sunday. And that has been going since year one. We did that right from the beginning. And that's where children come in smaller groups. So I think we take about 20 children maximum at a time for 90 minutes. And they do 4 different stations. So they do craft, Christmas crafting. And then they do cookie decorating. They have a story time. And then they go and they have the same grotto experience that they would get. So it's just a bit extra, really.
Yeah. And part of a group as well, because that must be nice. Like, you might go with friends from school, things like that.
Just a bit more, feels a bit more exclusive.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Absolutely. So take us a little bit behind the scenes then. So the amount of planning that must go into this, it sounds, is insane. So when does this kind of start to become on your radar? and
Summer.
in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, it's never off my radar, actually.
Yeah.
And again, without going on about it, now I have got more capacity to think about it all the time. So yeah, but summer really. I've worked with lots of corporate sponsors who are incredible. Again, lots of repeat sponsors that approach me now and say, "Can we go again? Can we sponsor?" Businesses, really great businesses in Newark, like Benoy, Barcode Warehouse, yourselves at Nettle. There's lots, Saint-Gobain. There's lots of businesses that work with us on a yearly basis, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I know for us, we love to work with it because we've got that same kind of feeling as you. We love to give a little bit back.
Yeah.
That's what we want to be able to do, and to try as much as we can to give back to the local community, because we love local.
Yeah,
we love local
me
business,
too, absolutely.
and yeah, it's a great feeling to be able to assist and play our little part and give our expertise to it. But so, because you talked about working with charities and giving back to charities as well, so you know, Children's Bereavement Centre being one, Beaumont House, and the YMCA. So, have they been able to kind of say to you what that's been able to do for them in terms of what your support gives?
Yeah, so for YMCA in particular, the money stays at YMCA Newark and Sherwood, which is the community and activity village just off Bowbridge Road, and it goes towards funding scholarships. This year specifically, the money will go towards funding the Camp Williams programme, so children that can go into the holiday camp, which is amazing. They have the best time in there.
I mean,
oh my gosh,
because with the business clubs at YMCA, and I remember there was, I think must have been the August one, because that was the summer holiday, and leaving there and just seeing a swarm of kids just coming. I was like, oh wow, the Camp Williams thing was.
They're coming from 8 till 6, Monday to Friday. By Friday, they're absolutely exhausted. And they do what they call skills clinics. So they get to choose whether they want to do football, climbing, arts, crafts, whatever. There's so many things, I can't even remember them all to list.
Parents must be very happy about that.
Yeah. But there's lots of children that haven't got the financial capacity to be able to take part in Camp Williams, and so that's what the scholarship program is all about, really. It's about enabling those children to also be part of the YMCA family and the Camp Williams program, and giving every child a fair chance, really, which is what the YMCA do incredibly well.
They do. And you've worked with the YMCA
I was
for
with
a while,
YMCA for 3 years, which was amazing. I loved my time at the YMCA. What the YMCA does for Newark is just another level. I'm
of all
a
ages
massive
as well,
supporter.
because we love being there just for the afternoon to
There's
get out of the office and just work in a bit of a...
There's businesses in there. There's obviously a lot of sport that goes on there.
We play football there every week. Yeah.
Macmillan have a regional office there, so there's lots of support goes on. There's a full-size nursery there as well with, I think, over 130 children on the register. Conferences. The cafe is delicious. If
Brilliant.
you haven't been there,
love
go
the
and
cafe.
have a cake. So there's all sorts to do at the YMCA, but Camp Williams is a great programme, and it's a privilege to be able to raise money to help children do that.
I imagine that helps you getting children through the door for the Grotto as well, to have because you're raising them for the YMCA, and the YMCA must therefore be able to let you kind of advertise in there and have so much scope to kind of let people know about it, because that's always the difficult when you have a great idea. And we've all got a fantastic idea, but it's how you get that idea out there. Yeah,
definitely. The YMCA are great at letting us do that. We put banners up and they put it on their TV screens advertising the Grotto. They put leaflets out, etc. But we're so fortunate that 9 years in, Grotto sells itself. Okay, I looked at the bookings for the weekend and there's no space already. Bookings for the last, they just go.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a lot of marketing effort. There is still, but it's really to promote and to shout about what we're doing and all these extras that we now. So on Monday, I don't remember what day it was, I went round because I have quite a lot of surplus stock because I always overbuy because I like to shop. And I don't like the children to get the same gift 2 years running. So that creates surplus. And this year I decided to use some of that surplus to give back to various people that were doing collections. So I went to the fire station, who do a really great collection at Christmas, a toy collection, took them a box of toys. I went to Code Fitness, who again collect for the Salvation Army, and took them a box of toys. Robert Field's barbershop down near Asda. He does the most incredible collection, Easter and Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes those toys, gifts, whatever they are, to children's wards in the hospitals right nearer to Christmas. So I took him a huge box. So it's being able to use some of what we've created to give back in other ways as well. So I suppose a lot of our marketing, if you want to call it that, is focused on that kind of awareness rather than ticket sales.
Yeah, rather than come and buy a ticket, it's this is what we do with your ticket sale, and this is what we can give back.
This is what this is who we are.
You're buying people into it there for a completely different, especially at Christmas.
It's just giving our message out. You know, it is going back to what the Grotto has always been about, which is about community and about happy children.
Absolutely. So what would you say is the hardest thing about running the Grotto? What gives you the most headaches? Because it can't always be easy and elf magic.
No, it's a massive organisational feat. I don't know if that's the hardest bit, really. I mean, I have a really great bank of volunteers now. So the Grotto is all volunteer run. Nobody gets paid to be an elf. So I think that rota was challenging for a few years. We've got to the point now where we have we've always had loyal volunteers, but we have repeat volunteers. So again, people are saying to me, can I do a shift? So we've got...
That's lovely.
Yeah, so it's really nice. And it becomes part of people's Christmas routines as well.
Yeah.
They come and do an elf day because that's... I mean, I go out on the round table sleigh once a year because that means something to me personally from a family point of view. But again, that's part of my Christmas. And that's what people do. They volunteer as an elf as part of their Christmas tradition, really, which is lovely. So no, I think the main thing about the hardest thing about the Grotto is bringing everything together at the right time, making sure that you don't miss anything, that your ducks are in a row, really, because no family should have an experience that is not prepared for and organised and ready.
And when people come and do their shift as an elf, do they all have a special elf name?
Of course they do.
So we've heard Elf Bossy Boots.
So I'm Elf Bossy Boots, Elf Jingle.
What's some of the best names?
Well, we have Elf Crafty Pants.
Brilliant.
So Elf Crafty Pants is generally the elf that will help with writing the letters and the magical experience. Elf Crafty Pants obviously does the Christmas crafting. We have Elf Yummy Tummy. And Elf Yummy Tummy is the one that sells the drinks and the cookies on the day.
He or she may be the favourite elf.
Yeah, that is often the case.
Yes.
We have Elf Happy to Help. Elf Happy to Help is a crucial part of the team because that elf is generally around doing whatever needs to be done. So we have, lots of well-known people in Newark that play the role of Elf Happy to Help.
And that, I just think, again, it's the detail that I love about this because it's the names of the elves. And that, for kids, is just so...
Oh, they think it's hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's hysterical because it's not, I don't know if there is such thing as a normal elf name, but they're not normal elf names. They make them laugh, they make them smile, and that was the whole point of it, really. The year after COVID, when we were able to go back to do a face-to-face grotto again, we had Elf Squeaky Clean that used to sanitise everybody's hands when they walked in, clean the tables, make sure everything was safe. And
oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So being an elf, you'll know quite clearly what goes on the naughty or the nice list. We are obviously a marketing show, so I thought I'd put together a few little marketing activities, if you like, things that people do, and see where you think they should go onto the naughty or the nice list. So for example, if you replying to comments on social media, we know is important, but if you reply or a DM more human-like or rather than a robot, is that a naughty or a nice thing?
What, to be more human-like?
Yeah.
It's definitely a nice thing.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And
absolutely.
It's something that you see so much that people don't get right.
No, I love the whole personal contact. I think it's well, that's why we do what we do so well.
Yeah. Buying followers.
Buying followers. Yeah. Naughty. Yeah. Having just the one call to action on a
piece of marketing on a web page or a poster?
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think don't confuse the messages.
I agree. I think that's really important. And again, people get so caught up in desperately trying to sell, but just clear
Yeah,
call to
keep it
action.
simple.
What's the next thing you want
Yeah.
someone to do along that buying journey?
People are time
which you
poor,
talk
aren't they?
about a
They
lot.
haven't got time to digest and think about things. It just needs to be put in front of them in a nice, easy to understand,
Mhm.
simple way.
What about showing behind the scenes footage? So on Shop
Like
Newark or We
bloopers.
Are Newark, yeah, it was bloopers. We've
We
had some
do
fun
not
with them
have
in the past.
bloopers at Newark Santa's Grotto.
Everything goes so smoothly
Mm.
at Newark Santa's Grotto, but like behind the scenes stuff, so like all the setup and
Yeah,
elves, but
nice.
nice, yeah.
Love
People
it.
love that, don't they?
People love it. People buy people.
Absolutely,
And
I
people
say
are
that so
nosy.
much.
I'm the same. I want to know
Yeah.
what everybody's up to. So it's nice to see that.
Running adverts with zero tracking or analytics.
Naughty. What's the point?
Exactly, yeah. You need to know what your stuff's doing for you, and I see it so often. People, we put it out there. Well, how's it gone? Don't know really.
What do you learn from that? You
Exactly,
can't.
yeah, exactly. This is an interesting one for you guys because Santa's Grotto obviously very seasonal, but when you talk about We Are Newark and Shop Newark, they're kind of posting consistently, even when you're not in that peak season, keeping consistently out there in front of people.
Nice, but hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that. Again, I keep harping on about it, but I'm hoping I will find it easier now, and the collaboration with We Are Newark will enable me to find it easier now. But yeah, it's hard to keep that consistency and interest going.
But as you say, with the We Are Newark launching now.
And that's a lot of what We Are
make it
Newark
easier.
is. I mean, at the moment, well, not at the moment, but going forward, We Are Newark is we've got a great social media presence, and the following is growing all the time. And that is what we're doing. We're running a 24 Days of Christmas campaign, and it's all about social media. So it collaboratively with Newark Santa's Grotto. It's definitely nice.
Sometimes, never for the Grotto, but sometimes you get a negative review. Ignoring a negative review instead of interacting with it and commenting. Naughty, yeah. And this is, again, people saying, oh, I've got a bad review. And I think, well, I don't know. We talk about Google and things like that. Google doesn't mind a bad review as long as you reply to it and interact and put it right.
It's really hard. In 9 years, I can still count on one hand how many bad reviews we've had for Newark Santa's Grotto. We really haven't. We're really fortunate.
I've never heard one.
We had one actually this year. A customer messaged me, which I was pleased that she did because she could have not, and just commented on a few things, and it broke my heart. Even though she was so lovely, and we've turned it round and we've sorted it, and there is no issue. I festered on it, and I thought I could not put into perspective the fact that we'd had 90 amazing experiences, and this one particular customer just had a few, and all they were comments. As I say, she was lovely, but it's hard.
It is, because you automatically focus on the negative.
Take it really personally.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to just ignore that, but actually by going back to her and working through it,
I think it's important to not ignore it. You need to really think about it, but learn from it. What can we do next time that's going to improve this?
The comments that she made, I've absolutely learned from.
Yeah.
And I feel, and I shouldn't say this really because I keep getting told off for saying it, I feel like I took my eye off the ball for an hour, and that was the time when these comments came in.
Yeah.
So I felt very responsible.
But I mean, we all feel that in day-to-day business. I had a period earlier this year where we didn't have such a good month. I thought I've taken my eye off it this month, and you kind of you slap yourself on the wrist, look yourself in the mirror, and you learn from it, and you recover. And we all have those ups and downs, and
completely. And when it's your business, it's your name on the tin, but actually it's just you. It's just in you. Like I live and breathe Newark Santa's Grotto, Shop Newark, and We Are Newark, and I want them all to be thought of in a really high regard all of the time, but that's not always life.
No, absolutely. I completely get you. Using stock photos.
Boring. Naughty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real
Especially
photos.
when you've got such a great location such as you. And we say this a lot. Stock photos had their place, I think, 20 years ago maybe. But, there's such a wealth of great photographers out there, video as well, getting
Yeah.
as much of that out there, and that's what people really want now.
Yeah. People want
They,
to see the real thing.
yeah, and I always think COVID accelerated this. That suddenly the more real content, the real stuff, and especially in a world where AI is starting to really accelerate.
The COVID period just enabled people to understand online, didn't they? More.
Yeah.
I mean, your Teams calls, your Zoom calls, whatever, that wasn't really a thing. I mean, I know it was, but nobody did it before
We got
COVID.
used to seeing like raw content as well. We would see people in their living room, in their kitchens,
and it was
on
all
Zoom
right.
calls, and it was like,
It didn't
this is
matter.
all right, isn't it?
You wore your pajamas and
Exactly.
meeting. Who cares?
Yeah, absolutely. Telling your what we call our origin story, the why you do it.
Oh yeah,
Telling people.
nice.
Yeah, because people love that. People really buy into it. People buy. There's a great video. It's a TED talk from a guy called Simon Sinek. It's called Start With Why. I mean, he says all the time, people don't buy what you do; they buy why you do it.
Yeah,
they love to buy into what it is you're trying to do, and that's why I asked you at the top about where did this come from? Why did you decide to do this? What's the reason? What keeps you motivated to do it every year? And I love hearing people's why, because you get their passion start to come through.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I sit on the Newark Business Club committee, and we talk about this all the time. Who are we going to get for speakers? Who are we going to have for sponsors? What are they going to talk about? Because it's got to be relevant, and it's got to be interesting, and it's got to be real, because that's what people want to know. They want to know the story about that person, about that local business.
Yep, absolutely. Using socials and posting without any engagement. So not reply, not interacting with others.
Naughty and disappointing.
Naughty and disappointing. Yeah, I completely agree. And it's, again, people think, I've posted on Instagram, right, I've done my social media for the day.
Job done.
Yeah, you need to be interacting with others, commenting on other people's posts, and that, because that's what helps.
It's hard work. It's hard work to keep going with that and to make that part of your daily routine.
No, absolutely, yeah. Clear pricing, no sneaky surprises.
Necessary. Nice.
Yeah, and that you talked about it earlier. Of this is the price, and they get all of this included in the price. The photo, yes, you can buy the digital photo, but people understand that because there's a cost to printing.
And people don't have to have it if they don't want
Exactly.
They can go and print their own.
A couple of slightly different ones. Reusing a previous year's campaign with some small tweaks.
Yeah, sometimes nice. In fact, yes, nice. I do that all the time, because people, I find with the Grotto in particular, and with what we're doing with We Are Newark, actually, it's all about creating a program of repeat events that people know what they're getting.
What about using AI for ideas?
Yeah, I do love a bit of AI.
I think it's a nice.
Yeah.
I think it falls into nice because
for ideas.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the idea that you should let AI do everything for you.
No.
I think you should use AI to help you.
But it's also the way forward. And I think everybody struggles with change, don't they? But going back to what we said about COVID and Teams calls, 2 years before COVID, if somebody had suggested that everybody run their business via Teams, nobody would have liked that. Oh no, we can't do that. But then it just becomes part of the new normal.
No, I completely agree with you. Final one then, letting the staff be the face of a brand.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. And again, I've seen a real shift in this last sort of between 5 and 10 years, where it used to kind of feel, the people, we can't have like people's personalities in front of it. It's all the corporate brand, corporate. No, it's so much about your people now.
I keep saying people buy people. People buy people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to see those faces.
It's my favourite saying within business, and that it's slightly easier for us because it's just me and Ash, and we we're everywhere. We like to put ourselves out and be the face of it. But for something like Santa's Grotto, you're such an active face of the Newark Santa's Grotto, and I'm the same with We Are Newark.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like we said earlier, there are some fantastic people within We Are Newark.
Yeah, there are.
So
who also are very good with their own personal branding and their own putting themselves out there in the community. People trust them, and that's the thing. When you put yourself out there and you show your face and you're real, people trust you, and that's crucial.
Absolutely, yeah. There's the whole know, like, trust thing,
especially local business.
Yeah,
because it's so important in local business. from a business club perspective, we have such a tight-knit business community. We all know each other, and we all know that we'll help each other out. We support each other. We recommend each other, and that's because we know the people.
Mm-hmm. Emma, Elf Bossy Boots, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
I loved it. It was great.
Just before we leave, where can people find the Grotto?
newarksanta.co.uk.
And where is it located?
In the Butter Market, just underneath the town hall.
And are there still tickets
There
available?
are still tickets left. I can't remember what days off the top of my head, to be fair. But there are still tickets left, and you can find it on newarksanta.co.uk. Book your space. We've got Magical Experience this Sunday the 14th as well, and there are still spaces left for that.
Excellent. And most importantly, what's on Elf Bossy Boots' Christmas list?
Oh, lots of things. A trip to Fairfax and Favour, hopefully.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So there you have it, a very festive edition of Marketing Matters with the wonderful guest, Elf Bossy Boots. Join us next time when Ash and I will be talking all things Christmas and looking back on the year of 2025. Until then, bye for now.